Hello Math 2B. This is Mr. Roberts here at Shasta High School. We have a quadratic trinomial here, 6x squared plus 17x plus 5. And I'm going to step us through the technique that we've been looking at in class on how to factor this using an area model and a diamond problem. Remember, factoring means we're taking a series of terms and we're turning it into the product of, in this case, it'll be two binomials, I believe. So one of the things we looked at is from examples, we've kind of established that in this area model problem, I've got here a 6x squared, and right up here I'm going to place the number 5. So eventually we're going to have a couple things. We'll have something here, 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 and here. And when I multiply each of these items, I'm going to get the product inside of this box. So when I multiply, for example, this dot and this dot, I'll get the value in here. So we're starting out with these. One of the observations that we made was that the diagonals of these area models will be the same. So whatever we do, this is 6x squared times 5. This product is going to have to be equal to this product when we're finished. So that's something we've got to consider as we're building the area model. To help us make that a reality, let's look at what the product of this diagonal is. It's 6x squared times 5, which is 30x squared. That's 6 times 5 is 30 and x squared. Now the number of x's that I have available is there's 17 x's. And I'm going to be filling those x's in two different spots, right? One of the spots will be here and the other will be here. But we need to distribute those values in those two locations. And to help us break that up, that's where the diamond problem comes in. So here I've got 17x. So essentially what we're looking for is two factors. I'm sorry. What we're looking, well, they will be two factors of 30x squared. But those factors of 30x squared have to have a sum of 17x. In other words, when I multiply, I'll get 17x squared, and when I add them, when I multiply them, I will get 30x squared, and when I add them, I'll get 17x. Well, it doesn't take long for this particular one. This one kind of, sometimes they take more time than this, but when I look at the factors of 30, I can quickly see, you know what, 2x and 15x. When I multiply 2x times 15x, I do get 30x squared. And when I add 2x and 15x, I do get 17. So this is exactly what we need. So I'm going to go ahead and write the 2x here and the 15x here. So do look at the fact that now the diagonals are equal to each other, right? I've got 30x squared on this diagonal, and I have 2x times 15x, I have 30x squared on this diagonal. So my diagonals are indeed equal to each other. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull out the greatest common factor for these two terms. I'm going to pull that out. And I can see both of those can be divided by a 3, and they both have a common factor of x. So I'm going to bring out 3x. And when I bring out that 3x, that is the greatest common factor there. Notice all of a sudden now I know what value has to sit here. Because when I multiply this value times 3x, I have to get 6x squared. And the only way that can happen is if the value up here is 2x. So 2x times 6x squared, 2x times 3x is 6x squared. And the other thing is, now that I know that this top value is 2x, I know that this has to be 1, because when I multiply 1 times 2x, I get 2x squared. So I'm just kind of filling in this area model. And I'm almost finished. If this is 1, this last value right here has to be a 5. So if you look at it, I claim that this factors as 3x plus 1 times 2x plus 5. And we did that with the diamond problem and the area model. Now, just because I'm curious, I'm going to go ahead and multiply this. I'm going to multiply every term by every term. So I'm going to multiply this 3x times the 2x, and I'm going to multiply the 3x times the 5, and then I'm going to follow that up by multiplying the 1 times the 2x and the 1 times the 5. And I'm just going to write down those 4 terms. So the first term I have is indeed 6x squared. And the next one, so this is the first one I got, the next term I have is here, and that's going to be 3x times 5, which is plus a 15x. The third one I have is 1 times 2x, which is plus 2. And the fourth one that I have, the last one, will be 1 times 5, which is plus 5. And when I simplify that, I do indeed see that I get 6x squared plus 17x. And I've got plus a 5. So this really is the solution. 3x plus 1 times 2x plus 5. This is the factored form of 6x squared plus 17x plus 5.